Hello everyone, welcome to SwitchUp. We've got another review for you today, this time of Voice of Cards, The Forsaken Maiden, and this was written for us by Azdin over at Grinning Wolf Games. Please do check out his channel, link is in the top pinned comment. Square Enix released the first Voice of Cards game late in 2021, and it was a short but charming attempt at bringing desktop gaming experiences to consoles. Seemingly from nowhere, we have a second instalment being released. Does this new story expand on the new franchise, or does it forsake it? Well, thank you to Square Enix for the review code, and now let's find out. Voice of Cards, The Forsaken Maiden is set on a remote chain of islands that have been protected by the Maidens for generations. Now facing destruction, the hero of the story vows to save the islanders and sets sail for the high seas. Together with his companion, a girl who failed to become a maiden, they will meet new friends and foes as they search for the maiden relics that will stop the island from sinking. I felt that the game had a more meaningful and better written story than its predecessor, as it felt as if there was more at stake here. There was also a greater sense of discovery as you sailed the seas, not knowing what awaited you on the horizon. This Voice of Cards game is not a sequel to the first adventure, meaning that you can pick up and play either of these at your leisure. It is practically the same thing with some added mechanics which we'll get to in a while. For those unfamiliar with this new franchise, the game is an adventure turn-based RPG where there will be a games master narrating the events whilst you traverse the world, which is laid out like a pack of cards. The developers focused on turning this game into a true tabletop experience where everything is either a card or board game piece with dice. Being a turn-based RPG, this is simulating a tabletop experience and you will choose different outcomes, travelling deep into caves and gaining rewards from side quests. There will be random battle encounters that will face your heroes against all sorts of beasts and monsters. These will take place on a different table that will have the enemy cards on the top, hero cards on the bottom, and the number of special gems on the left hand side. The battle is turn-based with each start of a round generating a gem which is needed to use some of the best cards at your disposal. These are shared amongst your party, meaning that some strategy is required if one is to become the victor. There are status effects that can severely hinder your characters, especially ones like poison, which require a dice roll to decide how many health points are deducted. The happenstance cards also make a welcome return here, and these cards randomly add either a buff or an ailment to everyone on the battlefield. A new addition to this game is the new combined attack card, which will require far more gems but will have multiple party members joining into a single attack. This was a welcome surprise as I found myself ending battles with more than enough gems left over in the previous game. The pairing card game is back where you must either pair or create a free card sequence, and I found this to be a great way to take a break from running chores and sailing the deep blue sea. The rewards come in the form of dice and item skins which allow the player to customise these in-game items. Money earned in battle and found in chests can be spent in purchasing weapons, potions and so on. This time gameplay has had a few alterations thrown in. One of these is the aforementioned dual attack card and travelling the expansive sea. The game allows 4 characters to join in the battle, and at different points of the story you will be accompanied by 2 other heroes who join you only for a section of the time. This mechanic is more of a means to complement the story element, but I am glad to see the developers add in a few new elements. This is also seen in the addition of some dungeon puzzles which flesh out the role-playing aspect of the game massively when compared to that first game. As far as controls go, they are tight and responsive as they should be. The shoulder buttons allow for the camera to zoom in and out when on the world map, and those that enjoy playing in handheld mode will be happy to know that you can use the touchscreen to interact with the game. Also, the fast travel mechanic, which allows you to aim at a revealed point in the map and jump to it, is here once again. One of the criticisms I had with that first instalment was the speed at which the pieces moved around the world map. I am happy to say that the game speed can be increased, albeit this setting can affect the sound effects and other technical aspects, so use it at your discretion. Gameplay is an enjoyable affair, but I will say that whilst a few new mechanics have been implemented, I would have liked to have seen them take a few more risks this time round, but on the whole it gets 17 out of 20. Controls do the job well and fix a few issues that I had with that first game, and they also score 17 out of 20. In terms of the visuals, everything is card based of course, and there are a few new biome cards this time around to represent beaches, and all of them are beautifully detailed. The clever transition of going from the map into a town is as charming as ever, with the map card exploding and the town cards interlocking. Although your party is represented as a token, this clever effect does create the sense of actually traversing into different locations. The main characters are wonderfully illustrated with gold embossed foil and cards moving to create certain actions. These charming animations go with the style that the developers were trying to instill within the game, and the effects of attacks and spells are as captivating as ever. There is a far greater range in colour within the world, with each island having different terrains and the sea having various hues of blue. Text size and performance were adequate, except on the game speed screen where the text size is minuscule even on a large screen TV. When it comes to the audio, if you have experienced the first instalment, then you'll feel right at home here. Not much has really changed, although there is a new Games Master this time round. Mark Affalay now steps into the role and provides a more eased off narration compared to the deep voiced, somewhat stern demeanour of the Games Master in the first game. In many ways this helps differentiate both chapters in the series, and although the voice acting is great, I personally preferred the Games Master from the previous instalment, but the new Games Master still immerses you into this gorgeous world with a greatly scripted narrative. The soundtrack is sublime with acoustic, slow tempo songs which I found very relaxing. The special effects do add to the severity of spells and attacks, but I would have liked a few more high octane songs to have been featured, especially during boss battles. The Games Master did grow on me after a while, and there are some comments that really bring him to life, especially when he breaks the fourth wall.
Oh, excuse me. You can't go into an island while you're still on your ship, okay?
Visually, it's not going to appeal to everyone, but I am glad that the developers have filled the world with more vibrancy than the first game, and it scores 17 out of 20. Audio is assisted by the great soundtrack, although boss battles could have built to more of a crescendo, but it also scores 17 out of 20. Voice of cards, the Forsaken Maiden costs £24.99 and regional equivalents are on your screen now. There is additional DLC, although it is all cosmetic and allows for certain features to be changed, like the dice on the table used for battle, and these are 79p each or £2.49 for the set. Although it's not an amount that would break the bank, it would have been a better incentive to unlock these within the game's progression than sell them as extras. This is a highly polished product though, with great audio, visuals and gameplay. It is slightly on the steep side when you consider that those cosmetics could have been included, or better still, both games could have been bundled together for about £40. As it stands, I feel £19.99 for this standalone game would have been a good asking price, and on balance, value scores 16 out of 20. To conclude, this was a very unexpected but decent surprise, merely months after the release of the Isle Dragon Roars. It seems that the developers have added some new content and mechanics to make it stand out on its own, and this is mainly due to the story. I felt attached to the protagonists and their adventure, with the sailing mechanics and extra temporary members adding to the mix. There is not a lot to criticise here, as they have improved, if only slightly, on the overall package, and it may well appeal to those who didn't play the first game or those that did but were left wanting more. If Voice of Cards is to become an episodic collection of tales in the card-based world, I am eager to see what they will bring out next, but I would ask that they perhaps take a few bigger risks next time as they try to find that perfect balance. Voice of Cards, the Forsaken Maiden gets a SwitchUp score of 84%. Thank you everybody for watching this review, I hope you enjoyed it. Please do remember to leave a like if you did. Another big thank you to Azdin for writing this one for us. Again, please do check out his channel, link is in the top pinned comment. A quick thank you to our Patreons as always for your continued support, and to each and every one of you for watching our videos. Take care, and until next time, happy gaming.
The windows are closed, and it's too dark to see much inside. All sound seems to fall away. I wish I got to be the maiden, the girl says mournfully, dressed head to toe in maiden garb, and clearly pretending to be such. How may I help you? The proprietor inquires. Will that be all? The proprietor asks.